The Winchester Mystery House, a mansion of mystery and madness. Hidden in the heart of San Jose, California, stands one of the most enigmatic and bewildering homes ever built in American history, the Winchester Mystery House. At first glance, it appears to be just another grand Victorian mansion, adorned with ornate woodwork and stained glass. But step inside, and you'll find a labyrinth of twisting hallways, staircases that lead to nowhere, doors that open into brick walls, and windows that look into other rooms. It is a place where logic falters and the architecture defies understanding. To comprehend this architectural oddity, one must return to the 19th century and enter the troubled mind of its creator Sarah Lockwood Pardee Winchester. The Curse and the Widow. Sarah Winchester was the widow of William Wirt Winchester, heir to the massive fortune of the Winchester Repeating Arms Company, the manufacturer of the famous Winchester rifle, the gun that won the West. The Winchester rifle was responsible for countless deaths during the American frontier expansion and in numerous wars. By the time William died of tuberculosis in 1881, Sarah had already endured immense personal tragedy, the loss of their infant daughter, Annie, and now, the death of her beloved husband. Grief-stricken and alone, Sarah fell into a deep depression. Legend has it that she consulted a spiritual medium in Boston who told her that her family was cursed by the countless souls killed by the Winchester rifle. The medium warned that these restless spirits were seeking vengeance, and if Sarah wanted to escape their wrath, she must move west and build a house that never stops growing. As long as construction continued, the spirits would be appeased, and her life would be spared. Whether this story is folklore or fact remains debated, but what followed was an architectural phenomenon unlike anything the world had ever seen. A house that never slept. In 1886, Sarah Winchester purchased an unfinished farmhouse on the outskirts of San Jose. Over the next 38 years, until her death in 1922, she would oversee its constant expansion. She hired carpenters to work in rotating shifts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year with no master plan, blueprints, or architectural oversight. The house became a living, breathing organism of wood and glass, always shifting, always growing. By the time of her death, the mansion had grown to 160 rooms, including 40 bedrooms. 2 ballrooms, 1 completed, 1 unfinished. 13 bathrooms. 6 kitchens. 2,000 doors. 10,000 windows. 47 fireplaces. 17 chimneys. 3 elevators. Numerous staircases, skylights, and secret passages. But the numbers only tell part of the story. The labyrinth of the absurd. What makes the Winchester house so infamous is not its size, but its madness. There are stairs that ascend into ceilings, staircases that drop off abruptly, and doors that open to 2-story drops or into solid walls. A cabinet opens to a dead-end corridor that extends deep into the interior walls. Skylights are installed in floors. 1 window, made of Tiffany stained glass, was placed in a room where sunlight never touches it. A staircase known as the switchback staircase features 7 flights of 44 steps that rise only 9 feet in total, designed to accommodate Sarah's arthritis. The design is not simply eccentric, it's surreal, seemingly made to confuse. Some believe it was created to deter vengeful spirits, giving them no direct path through the home. Sarah reportedly slept in a different room each night to avoid being followed by ghosts. Another constant motif is the number 13. There are 13 paneled windows, 13 step staircases, and even chandeliers modified to hold 13 candles. 1 sink drain cover has 13 holes, and Sarah's will was signed 13 times. The woman behind the madness. Sarah Winchester remains an enigma. She was highly educated, fluent in several languages, and well versed in architecture. Some argue she was not insane, but rather an early feminist, asserting her agency and wealth in a male-dominated society. Others speculate she was simply grieving, and building the house was her way of coping with loss, channeling pain into perpetual construction. She was known to be reclusive, rarely seen in public, and always dressed in mourning black. Servants and workers were forbidden to speak her name. But she was also kind, philanthropic, and generous to her staff, many of whom stayed with her for decades. Death and legacy. On September 5, 1922, Sarah Winchester died in her sleep of heart failure at the age of 82. After her death, construction ceased abruptly. Legend says the hammers fell silent so suddenly that nails were left half-driven into the walls. Sarah left no clear explanation for the house's design. She willed her personal belongings to her niece and staff, but the mansion was not mentioned in her will. It was soon auctioned off, deemed worthless for resale due to its bizarre layout. In 1923, just a year after her death, the mansion was opened to the public as a tourist attraction. Visitors have wandered its crooked halls ever since. A house of hauntings. Over the decades, the Winchester Mystery House has become a hotspot for paranormal activity. Visitors and staff have reported unexplained footsteps, cold spots, disembodied whispers, moving shadows, doorknobs turning on their own. Ghost hunters, spiritualists, and skeptics alike have explored its haunted halls. Some claim to see Sarah herself, wandering the corridors she once commanded, still building in the afterlife. The house has been featured in numerous documentaries, books, and horror films, including the 2018 movie Winchester, starring Helen Mirren as Sarah. Yet no film can quite capture the disorienting experience of being inside. Conclusion: a monument to mystery. The Winchester Mystery House stands as a physical testament to grief, obsession, and the unknown. It is a place where tragedy and myth intertwine, where wood and plaster become symbols of a haunted mind. To this day, it remains one of America's most fascinating architectural enigmas. Whether it was built by a tormented widow running from ghosts or a brilliant woman asserting her will in a world that misunderstood her, the Winchester House continues to captivate all who enter. It is more than a mansion, it is a riddle carved in redwood and stained glass, a story that never truly ends. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for upcoming audiobook. Thanks.